Bernie Sanders has lost. You did not hear it here first, but Bernie Sanders has lost. And there is a reason why. And the reason why he lost is because he didn't believe that he had a chance to win. If he believed that he had a chance to win, he would have gone all in and attacked Hillary Clinton at a major source of her strength, which was in the South. When Bernie Sanders first declared that he was going to run for president, the next thing he should have done was hightailed his butt down to Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina, and Texas, and in particular, Texas. Bernie Sanders' claim to fame is that he has never run a negative campaign. Well, if you want to win the presidency, sometimes you got to go a little negative. I had sent a ton of tweets about getting down into the South if he really wanted to win. And I recently discovered that I wasn't the only one that was doing this, including one of the major people in his campaign, Nina Turner. She told him to go down to the South and push his history, and also to remind the people in the South how poorly the Clintons had treated Barack Obama. The information that you're going to see in a few minutes is going to highlight exactly what the folly of not doing that created.
A big part of that story is how dominant she was in the South. But for a more complete look at how Hillary Clinton did this, how she tied this up, let's go back to Steve at the big board. Steve?
Yeah, let's try to put some numbers on this, how she did it and what this looks like in the big picture. So what you see here, these are the Clinton states, these are the Sanders states so far. And if you use 2008, when Hillary Clinton came up just short as the starting point, what are the big differences? What took her from a near miss 8 years ago to the presumptive winner status she has right now? You see some obvious differences. Look, she lost Iowa in 2008. She won it this time. Of course, she won New Hampshire in 2008. She lost it this time. There are some interesting small things you'd see on this map. If you look closely, the Gold Coast, the very affluent part of Connecticut, she did very well here, surprisingly well. That was an improvement for her. But like you said, Rachel, the big story of why Hillary Clinton did so well, it is the South. You see that's wall-to-wall Clinton dark blue right there. In 2008, this was a wipeout loss for her. In 2016, a wipeout win. And why this really has to do with the black vote. Look at this. 8 years ago, Hillary Clinton lost the black vote by nearly 70 points to Barack Obama. No surprise, no way, obviously. Barack Obama becomes the first black president, but Hillary Clinton couldn't even crack 20%. And you remember the way that campaign went. There was talk after that campaign that the Clintons had permanently ruptured their relationship with black voters. They would not be able to turn to them again. That's what a lot of people said after 2008, but
and that should have been the case if Bernie Sanders had done his job.
Check this out. The black vote in 2016 is basically a complete reversal, nearly 80% for Hillary Clinton. And that translated into not just some big wins on paper in South Carolina, in Georgia, in Florida, across the South. Huge delegate hauls. The reason she's the presumptive nominee tonight is not just that she won those states, it's that she crushed Bernie Sanders when it came to delegates, and that's why he's been unable to play.
Right. So if you want to know how come she's got close to a 300 delegate lead on Bernie Sanders, all you have to do is look to the South. That's where she ran up her giant delegate lead, and also her giant vote lead, because she wore Bernie Sanders out. And if he had gone down into the South beginning in August, every weekend, every Sunday, and campaigned down there, and not even necessarily campaigned down there, just developed relationships down there and reminded people of how poorly Hillary Clinton treated Barack Obama, that 77 points that Hillary Clinton had, if he could have just knocked that down to 50s, medium high 50s, and he was in the 40s, she would not have anywhere near that delegate lead, and Bernie would still be in the race right now, plus or minus the super delegates.
Up. And when you look at that in total, you see, you add up the supers and the pledge, about an 800 delegate lead for her. That pledge delegate lead has sat around 300, and that really has to do with the South and those big margins she put up there, and also those big margins. That means you're getting a lot more popular votes. If you add up the popular vote heading into tonight, Clinton ahead by about 3 million over Bernie Sanders. Steve.
And that's exactly why Bernie lost.